Hello everyone, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition, and today I got a little excited, so I thought I'd bring a different video. You guys, if you want, in the comments, tell me if you like this stuff. I do pay attention to the news. I don't really talk about it. With life stuff, it's usually easier just to unbox things. That's what you guys get a lot of. I'm trying to get into the how to plays and the reviews, and they're going to work back in there, trust me. But new baby and all that, it makes everything a little difficult. But there was news that I got today, and it's not what you see in the background. It's reverse. In the background here, bloop, bloop, it's some news, but it's not the main thing that got me excited. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just do a video and talk to you guys about some of the stuff's going on with CMON and in particular Zombicide. So if you don't notice in the background, I kind of did a little setup so you can see that Resmon and I are very invested in Zombicide. We also even like Marvel United, Massive Darkness. Resmon's actually never played Rise of Smog, but I really like Rise of Smog. Right, so we have tons. You can't see. Maybe I can just push the camera up a little bit. There's all of our United stuff, right? And for all these boxes you guys see back there, we have all the expansions except for, where did I put normal? The original Zombicide that got me into it right here. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it right there just a little bit, right? That original Zombicide, which I bought much later, like recently, a couple years ago, just to get the miniatures, really. But was introduced to board gaming actually through Zombicide, like a lot of you guys, in CMON, and it was the original Zombicide, right? So we're way into Zombicide, we're way into CMON. If you guys don't know, you don't pay attention, great for you. CMON selling off stock, they're slowing down production of things, they're putting things on hold until other things fulfill. There's all this kind of news. I'm going to deal with the two latest things. This one that you see up there with Cthulhu Death May Die, and then the other thing I'm kind of holding to I was shocked by it, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. I literally found out like 30 minutes ago. So I was like, I need to make a video. What am I going to do a video about? So here we go. I'm going to try not to ramble as much. But as you know, CMON has had some problems, so they're selling off IPs. A lot of people say as long as they keep the main ones, they should be fine. Cthulhu Death May Die. United in any version. They do have versions of Zombicide. They still have the rights to Marvel Zombies, because it's a Zombicide game. They'll probably just take off a Zombicide game, or maybe not. Maybe they have it in contracts. We'll see. And then Deceased, right, which also is just titled underneath a Zombicide game. They still have the rights to United. What would be another big one? Oh, and Massive Darkness so far. All right, so here we go. So the first piece of news I wanted to bring to you guys, this will probably be a short video. First piece of news I want to bring to you guys is that Cthulhu Death May Die, one of the big sellers for CMON, was announced. It was announced that it was sold to Asmodee. Right, Asmodee is kind of the parent distributor of a lot of games. Fantasy Flight stuff goes through Asmodee, so now Asmodee is going to end up getting a lot of my money. Right, go figure. But they got Cthulhu Death May Die. Right, you guys can read this if you want. Go through the thing, but it was really just that they get Cthulhu Death May Die. Do I think it's the end of Cthulhu Death May Die? No, I've been reading some articles. People talk about now it's going to become a card game. Asmodee gets the bad rap of pushing everything into a card game, or maybe they do because it's easier to make. But Cthulhu Death May Die, right, is now going over to Asmodee, and I've never picked up this game. I've heard nothing but great reviews about it. I've just never picked it up. I didn't dump the money into it. I came in, I think, like Death May Die 2, or maybe the original one of the expansion crowdfunding things came around, and I was just like, but I got to buy the rest of the stuff. That's lots of money. I just didn't do it. But currently there is one that needs to be fulfilled. I think it might be close, but it was an expansion. I can't remember if it was for the original, for the second one, or for I don't think they did a third one, so maybe it's a different like standalone expansion. But there is something that was crowdfunded, and people were waiting to get their hands on it. So Asmodee is taking over, and they say they're going to get it to you. They're finishing out the fulfillment of the Kickstarter. So that's great for all you Cthulhu Death May Die people. Now, the next thing is for Zombicide, right? I don't know how to cover that part. You guys probably already saw it. But as you can see, Asmodee's put their name on Zombicide White Death, so you're going to be putting that out. If you can't tell, it's a regular Zombicide, well, second edition right there. But what's this right here? They announced, I guess this is at Essen just the other day, or like quiet announced, they just had it on the wall at the booth from everything that I've been reading and just some small things. They're going to do a Squid Games Zombicide second edition. Now, there's some speculation here. I'll go to the next one. This is what I actually saw on social media. I think it was Asmodee's Instagram or Facebook. I don't know. I came across and I was like, oh man, I think instead of the unboxing of the game I got today, I'm going to do a quick video on this for everybody for Friday. I'm doing this video the night before. I know, bad YouTuber. All right. So what's known about it? Not much. Lots of speculation. We can look at the cover and kind of guess. I'm wondering if they're going to try to do something now looking at this cover, and I've seen season 1 and season 2, which they never, I think season 2 was like half a season. I hate when they do that, but whatever. But so I know what's kind of going on. It looks like the contestants are going up against zombies. Now, the question is this an expansion? Is this a game on its own? Like, what is it called? I was just on, I put it here somewhere. I can find it really quick. I was going to say Army of the Dead, and I didn't say it. Army of the Dead, right? Which we picked this one up because if you don't know, I mean, we live in Las Vegas, and this is a Vegas one. So we ended up picking it up. It was also Netflix. I just noticed that right now. There you go. So some people are speculating maybe it's like that, and it's going to be a standalone that's the Squid Games, but Zombicide. It's going to sell. Let's be honest. It's going to sell. So the reason I'm excited, I don't have second edition. The only thing we have of second edition we got when we went to Armenia is right here. I guess I could just point up at it, right? Is the travel edition of second. Zombicide second edition. Why didn't I back it? I was really into the medieval stuff, right? And so I was dumping my money that way. And when this one came out, I was like, I don't know. But when I went to Armenia, I picked that up for Rezvon and I to play in Armenia. And you guys can watch one of the old videos on this channel where we're unboxing it, right? And I believe we did a how to play with Rezvon too. And that was early on in Armenia. Some of the first times you saw her not in, what's it called? Like an iPad or whatever, right? I think it was actually a Samsung, an Android version of a tablet. All right. So anyways, why do we think this might be interesting? Rezvon really actually loves Squid Games. I haven't even told her yet. She might be overhearing me downstairs talk about this. I'm sure she's going to get excited. If you notice, it says coming in 2026. We're pretty close to 2026. So we're probably going to get a lot more information about it. And then the big question is it an expansion? Is it an expand alone? This is it's either expansion or you can play it by itself, or is it going to be its own game, right? Kind of like Army of Darkness. We don't know. But is Zombicide dead? Definitely not, right? That was one of the questions. Was Zombicide going to be dead, or was it just going to be a zombie, right? They're just going to keep producing because you can get this out to mass market, and basic Zombicide, the board game's going to sell. I still run into people that are getting into board games and they hear about Green Horde or Black Death, right? And it's Black Plague, sorry, Green Horde, and White Death. I don't hear as much. It's the newest one, but definitely Black Plague and Green Horde. Now I'm like double guessing myself, and I got to turn. God, it is Black Plague, right? Rez and I have made it through Black Plague. We're trying to work our way through Green Horde, right? And we got White Death. You guys can't see, but it's sitting right past the computer screen, right? So that's really the news that stuff's there. Now, what does that mean for CMON and other CMON titles? There's a reason I added some other things in here. Massive Darkness, right? We have the first one, second one. Pick this all up after. You guys can watch the Hunt for the Old, where I tried to collect up all this. We're missing 2 small character expansions. And then fully back Massive Darkness, Hellscape, and then the new Massive Darkness that's from CMON. That when is it going to get fulfilled, we don't know, is out there. But it's looking good if CMON's starting to sell some stuff off, make some money. If you pay any attention at all, you know they're doing a lot of small box games straight to retail to try to make some extra money. They're selling currently right now at Eschenspiel as it's going on. One day we might make it to that one. But then the other thing is United, or in particular, I do have it here. So you have United, DC United up here. Our DC Superhero United. I heard it had to do with the website. They don't want to do DC United, but DC Superhero United, Are they going to actually fulfill that Kickstarter? It's looking like yes, it's looking better than hearing nothing and them just selling everything off. I know there's mixed ideas, but maybe someone knows what they're doing. And then the other thing is Deceased, right? Oh, this isn't centered. Let's make it look nice. All right, Deceased. This is the straight to retail, right, game that you could have picked up on Amazon or at your local store and stuff like that. But there's a whole Kickstarter, right? So is that going to get fulfilled? They're still doing updates very slowly. It seems like it's all still going on. I think they have committed to getting all their projects out, and this is not counting pre-releases that they've sold, pre-orders. Sorry, not pre-releases, pre-orders that they sold. I know that they're showcasing Mordred at Eschenspiel, so I'm assuming that's going to come out. It's one of the ones we backed. Then there's the Dead Keep. I haven't heard anything about. A little worried about that one, but CMON's argument is we are going to slowly roll these things out, but make sure we get them out. All of our Kickstarters that are active and in pre-orders that are active, we want to get those out. And it sounds like they do want to get back into the big box miniature game. Hopefully they do it smart, because we are a fan of CMON. Does this happen? Yeah. Should we be upset? Maybe. Do we get our money back? You know, there's Hell, the last saga that went from, God, now I can't think of the name of them. Not Monolith, Mythic. Went from Mythic Games, and then CMON got it, and then CMON's like, well, we're going to make sure all the backers get the base game for free, and blah, 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 so we might still get it, and now that's in limbo. That's kind of sad, but that was bought from, sorry, I hit the mic, bought from somewhere else. So, do I think CMON is still has a chance? Yeah, they still have a chance. They're still kicking. They're going to try to make it. Let's have some faith in them in that sense. Am I a CMON shill? Whatever. It's a big company, right? Or it was. Now it's becoming a small company. Let's see if it becomes the fighter that does, right? If you guys don't remember, CMON is the company that arguably blew up Kickstarter, right? With the first, where is it? First, oh, it's right here over my shoulder. It's hard to do. With the first Zombicide, right? People are like, hey, I can bring my game to Kickstarter, make lots of money. So, small dog became a big dog, got a little too big, and now is maybe cutting back down to a small dog. Let's hope they went from the Chihuahua to the Rottweiler down to the Dobie, right? That pincher, the Doberman pincher, and hopefully they're going to come back lean and mean and still have some great stuff. But the main point to this is if you are interested in Cthulhu Death May Die, you're going to get stuff. You're going to get stuff, right? And I'm betting that on what we're seeing now with Zombicide. And if you're a fan of Zombicide, it looks like you're going to get stuff too. So, sucks with CMON. It's going to Asmodee. You know, they will get it out to us. So that was the main thing I really wanted to tell you guys I got excited about was the Squid Games, right? Zombicide 2nd Edition by Asmodee. And like I said, I kind of drifted off on that one. In White Death, there's a thing where you have a lot of extra guys that can fight. And I'm wondering if this is like archers and stuff like that you can command. And I wonder if this is going to be something like that. You can command the Squid Game people, and you can command, and you have the zombies. You're fighting against the zombies or something like that. Their possibilities are out there. But it looks interesting. I thought I would bring it to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick. If it was quick, I can't even see the time. I don't film this way all that often. But this run through of some news about Zombicide and some talk about CMON. Let me know in the comments. Seriously, let me know in the comments. If you guys are interested in this, I can get some of these videos out. Because I do pay attention. I might not be the first all the time, but I do pay attention to a lot of games. I get a lot of news that goes past me. I just kind of read it and move on, to be honest. But if you guys are interested in stuff, please let me know, because I will make the videos if you are. I want to get back to making the monthly crowdfunding. I dropped the ball. October's kind of been a big thing. We're spending a lot. It's all out of our own pocket. We're not big enough, to get people to give us games. Maybe one day. So let us know, or let me know. Let us both know. Maybe we'll get Reswan in on this too, if you guys like these videos with this news. So I'm Steven with Cardboard Coalition. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, watch some more videos, right? All that great stuff. All right, I appreciate you guys being here with us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.